This Shabbos, as we prepare for the Yom Tov of Pesach, we will read in Shul Parshas HaChodesh. Parshas HaChodesh is in Parshas Bay, and believe it or not, this is the first mitzvah given to the Jewish people. And Rashi in Bereshis wants to know, why is this? Why are we starting from Bereshis? We should have started with HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem. What is the mitzvah of HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem? It is the mitzvah of Kiddush HaChodesh, that's sanctifying the new moon. And even though the Jewish people always knew the calculation of the moon, when it would be a new moon, still there was a mitzvah to have two Eidim come to Bezdin and to testify they saw the moon in its new spot and to make a new Chodesh. Now what always bothered me about this is that this first mitzvah in the Torah is something which we have no connection to anymore. We have a set calendar. There's no Kiddush HaChodesh. I imagine if this is the first mitzvah given to the Jewish people, it's got to be pretty important. And we don't have it anymore. We don't even have like a zecher to it. It's bothersome. So let's discuss the mitzvah for a moment. What was the point of it? And let's see how we can connect. So Rav Hirsch writes, what's the point? Why do we need a Kiddush HaChodesh? If the Jewish people always had a calculation when Rosh Chodesh should be, so why do we need two Eidim coming? Why do we need all this? So basically he explains the concept as follows. When you have a date with somebody, you have a meeting, well, depending on your relationship with that meeting, will depend on what kind of a date it is. What I mean is, if your superior, your boss says, hey, I want to meet you at 10:30, you're like, okay, I'll be there at 10:30. But if you want to set a date with your wife, or you're going on a date with a potential spouse, so you're both you want it to be a mutual meeting. So you'll offer, hey, how about Sunday at 10:30? And maybe she'll be like, okay, that sounds good. Or maybe, no, maybe how about Tuesday at 11? Okay. It's got to be mutual. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants a relationship with the Jewish people, not that, hey, I set the time and you show up. He wants it to be mutual. So how does that happen? If he said Pesach is on the 15th day of Nisan, if he said Yom Kippur is on the 10th day of Tishrei, how is it mutual? You see, the word for a Yom Tov is a mo'ed. Mo'ed means a meeting. But it's not a forced meeting, it's something mutual. So how does that happen? So Hashem tells us, HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem, Rosh Chodashim. This idea of Kiddush HaChodesh is, it's up to you. You're going to come and tell me when I'm going to show up. You're going to set the date. Wow. Make it a mutual meeting. And it's more, what's the point of it? See, the word Chodesh is interesting. Chodesh doesn't really mean a month. Chodesh means like Chiddush, something novel, something new. And the idea is, hey, it's a new moon. It's the Chiddush, it's the renewal which is yours. HaChodesh Hazeh Lochem Rosh Chodashim. This concept of renewal is to be yours. Because when the new moon is seen, what's really going on? Let me read you a piece from Rav Hirsch. He says, rather, each time the moon reunites with the sun and receives from it new light, Hashem wants His people to find their way back to Him, so that His light may again shine forth on them, no matter where they may be, or through what periods of darkness they may have to pass in their path through history. That's the Chiddush. We're reuniting with the sun, Kal Yachal HaKadosh Baruch Hu's light. Hashem sees, when you see that Chiddush, I want you to bring two Eidim, two witnesses. This is a communal event, to come and testify and act on behalf of the Jewish people and say, hey, we're setting a date with our Creator. We want a renewal. We want to reunite, reconnect with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So as we get ready for Yom Tov, we're going to be cleaning, and we're going to be schwitzing, and we're going to be getting ready for the Seder. Remember, we're the ones who set that date. One last thing. Where do we have a remnant of this? And this Rav Hirsch says, the only remnant we have of Kiddush HaChodesh and its effects is the second day of Yom Tov. So I was in Israel for many years. I kept one day of Yom Tov. Moved back to America, keeping 2 days. Ridiculous. 2 days. We know when the time for the month is. I know when the 15th is. It's not a suffix. Shalchu mitam, the Gemara says, they sent to their brethren in Galus and they said, His Hiru, Be careful with this minig of the second day Yontif, because what keeps the Jewish people, what keeps this renewal, which keeps the Mayid, the only remnant we have left is the fact that there's a second day of Yontif. So on the second day of Pesach this year, remember, now is the time to reunite. I set the meeting with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is a joint meeting. This is a Mayid. This is a meeting with Hashem. And this is time for renewal. Let's renew our commitment to Yiddishkeit, renew our commitment to our lives, and renew our commitment to life.